Hello and welcome to the new episode of Synerise Smart Sessions, where we dive into the world of customer experience and engagement. Today we will explore the benefits of customer data platforms and data warehouses offer, the importance of first-party data in online advertising, and how BigQuery and Synerise integration will improve customer experience across all the touchpoints. I am Jakub Boczek, product marketing expert in Synerise, and to help me unpack this topic, let me introduce our guests for today. Stanisław Magierski from Google and Sebastian Szczepaniak from Synerise.
Hello.
Gentlemen, please tell us something more about yourselves.
Okay, first.
So hi, I'm Stan. I'm a customer engineer in Google Cloud, which means that I work with our customers to innovate on Google Cloud technology. And my specialization is data analytics and AI. And also I have a special love for marketing analytics, as this is the field I spent a lot of time in my career.
Thank you. Sebastian Szczepaniak here, head of customer success implementation team. The team which is mostly focused on our customers and to help them how to get the most value from Synerise and how to build the most efficient solutions on top of our platform. What are we doing on daily basis is, as I said, helping customers and partners to build the solutions, which may be the solutions from the categories of AI implementation, AI usage, predicting customer behaviors, making various kind of analysis from the business standpoint and from the behavioral standpoint. And we could discuss it for a long time, but let's keep it short, and I'm sure that during this conversation we will go deeper into the solutions that we can build together with a great synergy between Google and Synerise.
Thank you. Guys, it is great to have you here. And I'm pretty sure that with your knowledge on this topic, you are just the right people to explain all the details to our viewers. As we will talk about the ecosystem of Synerise and Google, first, please tell me what CDP is and what role it has in improving customer experience and engagement.
Sure. CDPs, or customer data platforms, are a vital part of today's marketing stack, I would say, because they allow you as a brand to gather the data from various touchpoints, to build behavioral profiles, which is crucial because you want to understand the perception of your users. You want to understand their interest. For that, you need behavioral data to be sure what they are looking for on your websites, on your mobile apps, or what kind of conversations and what kind of topics do they have with your contact centers. And CDP's goal is to gather this data, store it in one place, but also to make use of this data. Especially right now when brands and customers are looking for CDPs, they should look for solutions that allow them to activate the data. And the data activation may be communication with the customers, but also it may be, and thanks to internal some sort of capabilities, like in case of Synerise, when we can implement AI solutions on top on the customer data, we can build behavioral profiles with understanding of each individual. We can help brands to understand the data, understand the customer, and to activate the data with omni-channel communication, but also engaging with other platforms like BigQuery, for example, when we can send this customer data in order to build advanced solutions and leverage the customer experience. So in short, in one word, customer data platform allow you to build 360 behavioral profile, and it should allow you to go into execution of the data that you already have with understanding of the customer.
How can a customer benefit from the synergy of Google and Synerise?
Sure. So customers or companies, they they want to grow their business, right? It's obvious. And by growing the business,
Obviously, yes.
most of the time it means reaching more users, more relevant users, right? And in Google advertising ecosystem, that's exactly what you can do. You have a large reach of the highly valuable customers who are either searching for the products your company is selling, or is in the demographic or interest group you are interested in, or even your existing customers who left your website, but still you want to reach out to them with the relevant offer, relevant messaging. So this is one part, right? So the larger Google marketing part, right? And then there is an analytical platform. Right, so you mentioned about BigQuery. BigQuery is, we call it like our one-stop shop for anything analytics in Google Cloud. Of course, there are other tools, but really BigQuery is the beginning of the journey for most of our customers in the analytical workloads. BigQuery is a serverless, easy to use, scalable, with added generative AI features on top solution, and is chosen by our customers to be a place where they store their important business data, so they can drive better decisions in the end, right? So the synergy, just to summarize coming to the question, so the synergy is about having a wider reach of anything what the CDP or Synerise platform can do for the customer, and so reaching customers in more places, reaching customers with a better profiling, and then also the analytical platform which will help to get more insights about the interest, about the needs of the customers.
We have talked about CDPs, we have talked about BigQuery, which is a cloud data warehouse. And tell me something, because nowadays most of the companies already have data warehouses where they store all the data. Tell me, why do they need CDP?
When you're building your tech stack, you want to have it as much optimized as possible. But the truth is that data warehouses are frequently used by IT departments or data scientists teams, and there are teams who want to be independent from external teams from their perspective, like from IT departments, from data scientists, like marketing teams, like digital teams. They want to be able to execute what they want immediately right now, because they right now found a great idea for a campaign. They just invented great use case that when someone enters into interaction with mobile app, they want to do something. And they don't want to wait for the IT department to prepare the data or data scientists to prepare the data. They don't want to wait for this process to finish where they will be having the transfer from data from one place to another, because there is a latency and you want to execute something in the real time. So this is where Synerise comes in. We want to drive digital teams into innovation, but also into independence. And platform like Synerise and the components of CDP of Synerise allow you to be independent. So you can gather the data from all the touchpoints. This data that you actually need for entering into communication with your customer. You can build the behavioral 360 profile, and you can then execute on the data you gathered from the insights of the customer. You can execute on the interests based on the product activities. Like I was browsing something and, for example, in my mobile app, I recently added to favorite new smartphone or new TV, right? And then we want to build a solution together. So me, as a marketer, I want to address the need of this customer who wants to buy a TV. And I know it right now. I know his propensity to buy. I know his interest in particular colors, particular categories of devices, of products. I know that he was some time ago looking for similar solutions on our ecosystem, either website or mobile. And right now I want to use this data because he is back on the web, on our ecosystem, on the website or on app or somewhere else, like contact center. And I want right now to send him or her the message that, hey, this is your favorite TV, which we already have. It's back in stock with better price, and especially for you, because we love that you're back, we will give you additional soundbar for it, for example, right?
Great.
And I have this execution on tip of my fingers, and I can do it right now, dynamically changing the content somewhere in the ecosystem. But this is one part. But the other part, what we have in this conversation, is the data warehouse, which we already have as a company. And for example, with Google BigQuery, we can use this data which we don't have in CDP in order to enrich, for example, the analytics of this particular customer group, right? And then we can engage into further scenarios using the Google ecosystem.
Yeah, because like essentially what the companies wanted to have is the 360 view, what we already mentioned here. And like a 360 view is never in one tool, right? Even if like the CDP, the platform what the Synerise is building is a very like wide range solution, right? Still, not all of the data is suitable for the CDP platform, right? The data from operations, maybe data from a point of sales. Actually, point of sale is very often to be in the customer data. Yeah, but still, you know, like operations, customer support, maybe demand forecasting, maybe something for the production if you are the production company and so on, right? This data usually is in the data warehouse, in our case in BigQuery, and joining this together in one place is the way to get the rich insights of your business, of course of your customers and so on. And then after you get these insights, you want to do something with this, right? You want to activate it, right? And that's where the platform of Synerise comes in, right? Where you can build the graph of the, you know, like the event triggers.
Yeah, you can build the whole workflow, customer journey with particular triggers, conditions, and then take this data that you gather from the customer about their interests.
Exactly.
And then
the better actions are when you have the wider context, right? Of the customer, but also of the business as entirety, right? You gave the example of the offering the TV and then coming back to this customer with the follow-up offer with the soundbar and so on. What if the case is that the soundbar is out of stock, or actually that there is a new supplier and you don't have incentive to sell that soundbar? Now you have a new incentives and so on. This is very dynamic, and for that you need to have the richest data available, right? And be able to activate this in the marketing across all the touch points, all of the channels, right? And this is true also from the bottom line. Like for example, like the not that old BCG study. I think it's like 2 years old, but these things are constant. The BCG study of the first-party data proved that companies who are integrating the data and then activating this data in marketing initiatives is by average twice as more efficient on the performance, on the incremental revenue, and also 1.5 times more efficient in the spending of the marketing budget, right? So it's not only better experience for the end user, because end user gets the relevant offer, the relevant messaging, but also better ROI for the marketing budget.
Guys, this sounds really fantastic, but tell me this one thing. Can this solution help businesses in the context of the sunset of cookies and lack of third-party data?
A great question. Indeed, advertising ecosystem as a whole is now pivoting towards more privacy-safe solutions. And one of the ways is to collect first-party data, right? This is first-party data is the most valuable resource that advertisers have, and it will be even more valuable in the post-cookie world, right? So that strategy stay, and because of that, companies are investing in the CDP platforms, investing in the analytics, and in basically joining data across the silos. Although there are initiatives like a Privacy Sandbox and its topic API, which can enable advertisers to target their ads based on interest, based on the context, even without depending on the third-party cookies. And first quarter this year, Google Ads and Display and Video 360 did the public test of this methodology and basically proved that using privacy safe signals can deliver a very similar performance for the campaigns. So that's how this landscape look like right now.
This is a very important topic from, I would say, whole data landscape perspective, right? Because like we are turning into first-party data. Some like to call also differentiate also the zero-party data, right? I wonder when we will have -1 party data, whatever. But this kind of data is always consent-based, and this is crucial in this case because you have a customer or a visitor who wants to interact with you, and you know it because he told you so, right? He agreed on receiving the communication from you, right? To either on the websites or on like outbound channels like the SMS, email marketing, or ads. And right now you can, with this consent-based, the customer is feeling safe, and right now you help him to elevate the experience which he has across all of your channels, and you can give him or her the relevant message. And this relevancy, the safeness of this browsing, I would say, on various channels is extremely important for both of our companies.
That's actually the future of the personalized advertising, is that the data, the user data, is kind of the exchange, right?
Yep.
The users consent using of their information, personal information, of the exchange of more relevant content, more relevant experience, right? And that's how the advertising ecosystem will look like. And also, according to comply with the regulations, with GDPR in Europe, and so on, it is important, and again I'm stressing it out, that it is important to have this one view of the customer, 360 view of the customer, coming from different sources, that this consent is not lost.
Yep.
In any of that point, because
and
it
always always the customer can opt out from it, and
opt out and so on, and this information
respectful.
persists, right? So, for example, like one customer could give the consent for the email campaign, but will not give the consent, for example, for the SMS campaign, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it need to be stored in the systems and so on.
Okay, and how can CDP and data warehouses improve online marketing?
This is a great question. I think those platforms can do it in many ways. But I think we can discuss some use cases which we have on top of mind. I was wondering, before we entered the studio, since we have Synerise here and Google, especially having in mind the Google Ads ecosystem, that with our integration as Synergy, I was wondering if it's possible that we have introduced to the market the holy grail of the marketers. And imagine that situation. We were discussing this TV example, right? It's a very basic one, but I think it's very goes into imagination. I'm browsing either within the app or within the online store, TV. I'm adding it to cart. You know what happens, right? This data goes to remarketing, and this TV is following me all the way through the internet. So this is something which we already had. But right now, thanks to understanding and this data connectivity that we were discussing, we can go further. If someone was buying this TV on site, we can exclude this person from marketing list. Okay, this is not something extraordinary, right? It's all online, nothing new. But imagine that we have this customer and he identified himself within the offline POS store. Mm-hmm. He bought this TV, so you can go take this data and exchange between the platforms, so you could exclude this person from the mailing list or remarketing list, sorry. And going further, you have also information about the returns. So I was not satisfied about this TV. I just returned it. Should I be excluded from remarketing list, or should I be included in some different scenarios, right? Yeah. Hey, this guy already returned the product. We know it from the offline channel. He's not satisfied. Ask him why. Send him an NPS survey. What was wrong with this TV, for example? Okay, with this product, I didn't like this, and that. Okay, maybe we have something better for you, more suitable. So we will exchange this data and enrich the data which Google may have, and this person will be updated on the list, for example, for ads for smart TVs, or maybe he didn't like the technology, he didn't like the size or color, whatever. But right now we understand that, and we can have this. This is what we were saying about when we were thinking about leveraging the customer experience.
Yeah. First and of also all, building trust, right?
Exactly. I'm not annoyed. I received, with all the respect to my consents, the communication. I made some transactions, products. I made some interactions with your brand, and right now, give me something what I want. I gave you already this information, right? Don't call me and don't tell me that you have special offer for me, which is not relevant. Absolutely. Give me something what I want.
Absolutely. And there are also studies, and I can recall one from coming from McKinsey, saying that actually users expect personalization. Right? They are looking for the businesses who remember their choices, who know their preferences, and there are reports that those businesses grow faster and have more revenue. And speaking to that, using the data in order to personalize the experience, either on-site, like whatever is happening on the website in the app, or off-site, like all of the campaigns, marketing channel, communication in every potential touch point. This is something what the customers are expecting.
Okay, guys, from what you're saying, I can hear a strong statement that all customers expect omnichannel functionalities. And tell me, how can Synerise and Google help with this?
From technical point of view, and it will be connected with the previous question that you had about the end of cookie era, right?
Right.
The important part here is that we have server-side integration. So the data transfer is going on the backend with all the data which we mentioned previously is consent-based, and from the operational point of view, how it can happen is, for example, let's stick to the mobile apps, and in Synerise, all the activities that customers are doing on all the channels are stored in form of events. So if I'm scrolling, if I'm browsing, if I'm interacting with products, all those informations are stored in Synerise, and then you can reuse this data. But let's say that some sort of interactions will trigger the workflow, which we built like a diagram. Like we have an event, like I've started the application. It triggers an automation. It triggers a workflow. Then we can check, for example, the customer lifetime value scorings or propensity to buy particular products. We can check what kind of products was browsed during this session or during this visit. Even browsing of particular product can trigger the workflow. And then, for example, we can check how much of those products have we sold during this day in all our point of sales, in all our sales network, including online and offline, because we can have this data in real time. Then we can decide, okay, we are above the threshold, so we can have the scenario which don't require us as a brand to push for sales. So we can go with standard, let's say, abandoned cart scenario, which will be triggered after 24 hours with some various A/B testings, with various kind of products in there, like recommendations or substitutes, whatever you will think of. And let's say we will send it through the preferred customer channel, let's say mobile push. But you can have this condition when you will look at the level of sales of this particular product types, let's say tablets, and you see that you are below the threshold. You need to push for sales. And you have integrated network of contact centers. You have all the preferences for the customer for particular channels like the SMS, email, and web push. So if you are really for the sales, you can have even the scenario when you will go for time optimization for all of those channels, and AI will choose the best time to deliver this message to the customer, having the conditions that if it was sold during the previous other channel communication, then we will stop, of course, not to annoy the people. And then you can engage with contact center, and of course you can go with the online ads ecosystem, sending the conversions if we have sold something, or sending the updates for the lists. Like, okay, this is our premium list of like very impactful campaigns for those products, and we know that we want to engage this customer with those campaigns. And then we can have this loop, because when this customer will click on the ad, we'll be back on the site, we will know that, and we will be able to either personalize the app or website based on the intent where this customer came from. So we are actually closing this loop of interactions, having the understanding of customer preference, and additionally having the understanding of how our business performs right here, right now, with the sales of particular type of products. And so you don't need, I would say, category manager to define, should we go for discount right here, right now, or not? Because the data that he may have may be outdated. You have the system which tells you in the real time what to do thanks to this integration of ours.
Yeah. I have only to add on top of this that Google Smart Campaigns use the AI to also do the work on the offsite part to find the relevant customer for this particular product, right? So there's a lot of decision which are offboard to the smart algorithms, bidding algorithms, and targeting algorithms to find the best match.
We know that CDP is great in collecting and activating data, but how can we use this to cross this data with Google audiences?
Mm-hmm. This is a great tool for marketers to improve the performance of the campaigns, to improve the relevancy of the creative shown in the advertisements and so on. And there are a couple of areas of that audiences. For example, there are detailed demographic audiences, there are affinity groups. Affinity, those are those long-term interests of the users, like let's say sport fan or luxury traveler, something which is not really changing that often, right? And it could be beneficial for the awareness campaigns or driving the consideration. And there are in-market segments. In market, those are the short-term interest. Like, for example, I'm researching now for a TV, like you showed examples, and I'm actually already know the exact brand, right? And then I will become a part of this particular in-market segment. So for the advertisers, I am someone who is almost ready to buy a particular product, right? So that's how they can reach me with the relevant messaging. And there are the live events. Live events is something which I think is self-explanatory. So then, with the feature in Google Ads called Customer Match, you can join your first-party data with Google ecosystem, and then you can enrich it in your campaigns with the audience information. On the other hand, you can also analyze post-campaign data in the privacy-safe way in BigQuery, thanks to its integration with Ads Data Hub.
All right. What we have said today is a proof that our ecosystems, Synerise and Google, work in perfect synergy for the benefit of the end customer. Guys, at the end, could you say one sentence, the summary of this session?
Sure. So, the end customer being a marketer, they really want to have two things: better marketing performance and better ROI on the marketing budget, right? And using first-party data, which comes from Google BigQuery, and enriched with the AI and activated through the Synerise platform, can deliver on this promise.
From the customer and user perspective, you want to have the best experience possible. From the brand perspective, you want to give the best experience to your customers. So you need to understand that customer. You need to have the synergy, which we can deliver in terms of understanding, in terms of building the behavioral profiles with like unique perspective, like looking for each individual as an individual, because people want to be treated as they are individuals. But on top of that, you want to have the analytic dimension, either for execution or either for reporting and understanding how your company performs in terms of marketing, but also in terms of sales, in terms of operations, in terms of supporting your inquiries from your customers. So together, I deeply believe that we can provide one unified comprehensive solution for the companies so they could take care of their customers.
Well said. Thank you very much. This is the end of our episode. Thank you guys for watching Smart Sessions with us. Remember to subscribe our channel and see you next time.